your life. But on January 6, 2009, this sound signaled the shortest minute of my life. This sound signaled that in exactly 60 seconds, a missile fired by Hamas, a terrorist organization against Israel, was going to hit. And I needed to run as fast as I could to save my life. But let me start the beginning. My name is Shir Kidron. I was born on November 11th, 1997, to an Israeli father and an American mother. I grew up in a small town by the name of Gadera in the central of Israel, roughly 27 miles from the Gaza Strip. I had one of the best childhoods, even though I had to deal with 2 older siblings and 2 twin brothers. I had, like I said, the best childhoods. My family and I climbed and hiked around Israel, swam in the Mediterranean, floated in the Dead Sea, walked through the old city of Jerusalem, and above it all, we celebrated life. We grew up with simchat chaim, happiness of life. In school, we learned about math, science, history, religion, art, English. But we also learned how to run to the bomb shelter in case of a missile attack, which is one of the many ways Israel is facing terror every day. On January 6, 2009, during the Gaza war, my house was hit by a long-range missile from Gaza. I was 12 years old, and I was completely alone. It's a day that I will never forget. If I close my eyes right now, I can still hear my heartbeat as I ran down to the shelter. I can still feel the earth shake on impact and the large boom that followed. I can still remember the smell of smoke and debris that filled my lungs. I remember the shock, the fear, the confusion that I felt when I left the shelter and realized that my home, the place where I should feel the safest at, was ruined. I did as I was taught in school, and thus my life was saved. Our family dog, Rosie, was not as lucky. It took us a couple of weeks, but slowly my family and I got back into our usual routines. And a couple months later, we moved to the United States of America, the land of opportunities, the land where apparently I had the accent. We moved to a small town by the name of Florida, New York, for a job opportunity my mother has found there. On the very first day of school, when that picture was taken, a girl came up to me and she said, "You're the new Israeli girl, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "You're Jewish." I said, "Yeah." She said, "We don't like your kind here. We don't like your kind here." That was the very first time I encountered anti-Semitism in my life. You see, I come from the only Jewish country in the world. I was used to living in a Jewish town, surrounded by my Jewish friends who understood me, who spoke my language, Hebrew. Thus, I didn't understand that kind of hostility, that kind of hate, especially from a 13-year-old girl. But I moved on. A year after our arrival, we moved to a wonderful little town. You might have heard of it, called Goshen. My family and I received the warmest of welcomes by this community. We thrived here. Us being immigrants, foreigners, made us special. On my very first day here, I met my best friend, Alyssa. We got amazing opportunities and the best of education. After graduating from Goshen High School in 2015, I picked to go to Orange County Community College for a year and a half before transferring into Cornell University, from which I can proudly say I have graduated from this past May and will be continuing my education at this coming fall for my master's. Thank you. That was rough. Before I continue any further, I want to establish a common ground with you guys. I am not here to persuade you or to influence you. I am here to talk about my experiences and how I choose to view them. I know that my story may sound shocking and abnormal, but it was my normal. It was normal to go to school and practice how to run to the bomb shelter during heated times of the conflict. It was normal for us to hear about the stabbings and suicide bombings that used to happen back then. It's normal for us to understand that at the age of 18, we will be drafted into the military. It's normal to know someone who has died in the military. There's things in your life that you simply cannot control. I was born into the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I was moved by my parents to the United States of America. But there are things in my life that I could control. I chose to run to the bomb shelter, and that is how my life was saved. I chose to learn English, which enabled me to get to where I am today. I chose to continue my education, and I choose to speak here tonight. Every day I wake up and I thank God that I'm alive, that I survived. I use my past to my advantage. You only have one life. Use it. It's easy to make excuses, to give up. Believe me, I know. And as cliche as this will sound, the sun will rise tomorrow. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter what happens today. The question is, will you rise with it? Will you face adversity with resilience, or will you let it consume you? I don't let it consume me. Thank you.